Good morning and welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. We certainly do appreciate you joining us this morning. Mona, happy Thursday.
Yes, happy Thursday to you, Clyde. Yeah, I know we have to think about it, right? Yeah, before we say it. The days are kind of confusing, but
yeah. See, back in the good old days, Mona, we used to actually have a calendar you could look at and see the date. Now you got to find something electronic. Anyway, thank you for thank you for joining us this morning. I want to start off with something that I'm calling myself personally, how Luke and Josh saved the world. Now, what this is, Mona, is a story of two teenagers in Newport News, Virginia, and we go all the way to Newport for this, but it's a good idea, who decided to build what's called a bee byway. So instead of the single garden in somebody's backyard or whatever with plants for pollinators, they decided to build a string of them. Why? Because they found out that a whole lot of bees don't go very far from their hive, and so they decided to make it easier for them to find plants that they could pollinate and share the joy of beautiful plants. As you know, Mona, about 40% of the pollinators are endangered right about now, and colony collapse is a real thing. So this just seems like a good idea to make sure that there are plenty of flowers out there.
I love it. I love it. You know, but if they are pollinating, if the bees are the ones that are pollinating, I need them pretty far from my house. So are people planting them farther away, like along the street line? You know, I just
they actually, I think, they actually, I think, are planted along roadways so that the bees can just kind of, So, but we can put up a bee-free zone sign outside your house if that'll help.
That would, Clyde. You know me so well.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, we got a lot going for you today on this show, and we start with something you might have heard us talking about earlier in the week. Tonight, we are hosting a special show at 8 p.m. called Project Home. Now, it's got some great tips on everything from buying or selling your home to ways you can make your air conditioner more effective for less money. But because we have so much to tell you about, we decided to get a jump start on it and give you a sneak peek with some tips on painting. So take a look.
With thousands of interior paint colors to choose from, how do you decide what will fit your home best? Here are 7 helpful tips according to Sherwin Williams. Number 1, do you have a favorite rug or piece of art in your home? These are often your favorites because they have colors you like. So use this palette as a guide when choosing colors for your walls. Number 2, create a smooth transition between spaces by choosing a color for one room, then paint the adjacent space either 2 shades lighter or darker. This is easy to figure out if you use the tones from the same color chip. Number 3, you don't have to paint an entire room to spruce it up. Create a feature wall by painting it with a contrasting or complementary color. A nook, window bay, or the wall behind your headboard are all good candidates for feature walls. Number 4, want to see what a color looks like in your room but don't feel like painting a wall? Here's a great tip. Paint a piece of poster board, then take it around to different walls in your room. You'll see what the paint looks like with your furniture, lamps, and when the light hits it during different parts of the day. Number 5, if you're struggling to find your color style, pick up a few magazines. When you find something you like, tear it out and start your own paint color folder. Number 6, Paint Sheen seems like a minor consideration, especially compared with color, but picking the ideal sheen is important. Glossy satin or low luster finishes draw the eye, so use them to provide a feeling of depth, like on the trim in your room. Flat paints, also known as matte paints, are a valuable design tool when used correctly. They are non-reflective and tend to conceal surface blemishes and are a great choice for ceilings or other surfaces you want to downplay. And number 7, when you think about any painting project, even if you're just looking at one room, you really need to think about the entire interior. Eventually, you'll need to consider all those colors and how they will flow from one room to another. Even if you're just painting one room, think about phases to come and how will you incorporate colors into those rooms as well. Ultimately, choosing paint colors is a very personal choice. You want to create spaces that you enjoy being in and reflect you. So we encourage you to go explore the paint stores and have some fun with colors that are true to you.
Being older can seem like uncharted territory. You know, there's so many decisions to make and no map to guide you on the journey, but now there is somewhere you can go to get free help. And right now I want to welcome my guests, Jeffrey and Catherine Robinson, the owners of Oasis Senior Advisors. Thank you so much for talking to us. Let's jump right in. What does an Oasis Senior Advisor do, and why is this service unique?
Oasis Senior Advisors assist seniors and their families in their search for suitable senior living options. We understand that this can often be a very confusing and overwhelming task and time for seniors and their families. As certified senior advisors, we step in and we help navigate the path from home to the senior living community to ensure a smooth transition and also to reduce stress. Additionally, we can make referrals to trusted and competent partners who are able to meet any specific needs a senior may have.
You mentioned moving and seniors moving. How do they typically come to that decision?
Most older adults do prefer to live in their home as they age, but there's 3 general reasons why they consider other senior living options. First, because people are living longer, they often face health challenges or memory loss. As a result, their care needs or the support they need are not manageable at home or perhaps not affordable. And also the caregivers are often exhausted and overwhelmed. The second reason is seniors and their families can realize that the senior isn't aging well at home. What I mean by that is perhaps they're not eating well, they're feeling isolated with reduced activities, or they're not able to maintain the independence they desire at home. Basically, they're not thriving or not safe in the home setting. The third reason is that simply seniors are tired of home maintenance and cooking, and they want to just enjoy life. The thing we hear the most from seniors that have transitioned to assisted living is, I wish I had done this years ago.
So how has COVID-19 changed the way you do business?
The Oasis process hasn't really changed, and some of what we offer is more important than ever. Our highly personal approach in learning who the senior is and what they need and want, along with their financial parameters, is now sometimes done by phone or virtually, but usually the seniors and the families still prefer in-person communication. With our Oasis database that has every detail of every community in Cincinnati, along with our personal knowledge of each one, we can then offer suggestions for suitable places for our clients. The tour is where we've seen the most change. We can still visit communities on the outside, and of course the sales managers are there to answer all questions the senior might have. They can also offer virtual tours inside for the senior to show them places of interest to them and even specific apartments. Lastly, we help the seniors and their families process all that they have seen and heard so that they can make an informed decision and find just the right place. Throughout the process, we keep the safety, the dignity, and the quality of life of our clients at the foremost of our consideration. So other than the tours, it's business as usual.
How do they connect with you?
Well, I think it's best to start the conversation as early as possible. This allows the senior and the family time to carefully consider what their options are, what's best for them and for their loved one. And it also gives them increased confidence knowing that they have made a well-informed decision. We can be reached at our website, or people can call us directly at 513-302-6957.
Have you ever looked at an old broken down table and thought, I could turn that into something wonderful? Well, a local woman is building a new business by giving new life to old pieces of furniture and other crafted items. And here now to talk with us more about what she's doing is Nicole Penny, the owner of Crafted Vibes Boutique. Nicole, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what Crafted Vibes Boutique actually is.
Well, actually, I saw a long time ago that I was never really finding items that I liked in big box furniture stores. And I thought, I think I can do that myself. I love antiques, but I also love giving them new life. And that's how the idea was born. So I started refinishing furniture. And once word got out about what I was doing, artists started coming out from all over different kinds of neighborhoods in the city. And they said, you know what? I make things too. Could I sell them at your store? And here we are.
Wow, what an interesting approach. So Tell me a little bit about what it is you want people to feel when they see some of your items or when they come into your store.
I want them to be excited about the items that they see, noticing that they are unique. We try to sell things that you will not find in any other store. I want them to be inspired by the fact that the items that they see maybe started as an older piece of furniture and now it has a new look to it, and hopefully inspire people to start doing the same thing.
Okay, so you just opened that storefront. What made now the time to do that?
This had been a dream of mine for a long time, and I thought, you know what, why not now? The plans had already been put in motion at the beginning of the year, and then coronavirus hit. So we kind of had to delay a few things, but I thought, you know what better time to open a place that's putting out positive vibes, is really trying to encourage people to get together and work within their community and come together for something happy and pleasant and beautiful. And that's what we offer here at Crafted Vibes Boutique.
So what do you find is most popular with the people who come into the store?
They love the furniture. I'm the one that actually refinishes the old pieces, and they are really fascinated by the colors and the techniques that I use. And I have a small working area inside the store so they can see the projects that I'm working on. And they just love the fact that most of the items in here are handmade.
All right, so let's get people to you. If they want to come by or maybe check you out online, how do they do that?
We are located in the heart of Mount Healthy at 7600 Hamilton Avenue, Suite B. We're at the corner of Hamilton and Compton Roads, and we're open on weekends, Saturdays 10 to 5 and Sundays 12 to 4.
All right. Well, Nicole, good luck in opening your new business. It's very exciting. We appreciate you coming by to talk to us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Mona?
Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, a local furniture store is helping kids feel more comfortable by helping end childhood hunger. We'll talk to the principal at one of the schools that is helping kids through the Power Pack program. And then we honor the contributions and loyalty of some amazing animals that serve our nation's military heroes. Country music radio host and New York Times best-selling author Bobby Bones will tell us more. Plus, be sure to check us out on Instagram. We post all kinds of behind-the-scenes pictures from when we're on the set and while we're safely out in the community. So follow us right now on Instagram at Cincy Lifestyle. We'll be right back.
Well, with school back in session, there are still a lot of questions up in the air about our children's future, but where they get their next meal should not be one of them. And that's why Furniture Fair has teamed up with the Restored Food Bank to keep our kids comfortable and full. And to speak a little bit about this is Whitney Simmons. She's the principal at Parker Woods Montessori School. Whitney, thank you so much for joining us. And right off the bat, talk about some of the challenges that you're facing right now that school is back in session.
So we're happy to reconnect with our students and families. Some of our families, due to COVID-19, have found themselves in financial distress, and as a result need a little more support, both financially as well as with food. And so that's where the Power Pack program has come in and been a major support for some of those families and helping them to meet those needs of making sure children have nutritious meals.
Yeah, explain what those Power Packs are a little bit more for us.
The Power Packs come already bagged up with nutritional meals inside of them to help children make it through the weekend. We know that there are some of our families who struggle even before COVID-19. And so the Power Packs enable those students not to worry some about what's going to happen over the weekend when they're no longer with us.
So what is the typical reaction from the kids when they receive the Power Packs?
Well, right now we're able to give out Power Packs to 42 children, and there are many more who would love to have them. Even if the need is not there, it's pretty cool for the children to know that from their schoolhouse, from their school, they're able to get that food. And it's food that's nutritional, but it's also fun food. Sunflower seeds, and there are nutritional cookies in it that are have the faces of presidents on them, and good old ravioli and spaghetti. So things that children like, but at the same time are going to support them nutritionally and help fill that gap so that they're not hungry over the weekend. So they're very excited. We've had children walk into the office and say, I need to get on a Power Pack. How can I do that?
Oh, wow. So can you tell when kids aren't getting nutritious meals, whether it's breakfast or lunch?
Yes, you can tell that in a lot of ways. Many times, a couple of them are when they come into the school, we greet them at the door, and if they're looking sad and down, we know something's going on, and then we take them to the side, talk with them separately. We care so much about the social emotional needs of our children and they know that they can talk to us, that many of them right away will tell us, I'm hungry. The reason Power Packs are so important is that it helps us to be able to do at the end of the day what we want to do for children. And we want to make sure that they're excelling academically. We're getting them ready for their futures, and their futures start now.
The Free Store Food Bank, it's still open. You can still donate. And Whitney, thanks again.
Thank you.
September is Service Dog Awareness Month, when we honor the contributions and loyalty of some amazing animals that serve our nation's military heroes. And here now to talk with us more about that is radio and TV personality Bobby Bones, teaming up with Purina Dog Chow for their 3rd annual Service Dog Salute campaign. Bobby, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Clyde, thanks for talking with me. This is so important to me, and I hope it's important to your viewers too.
Sure. Well, let's talk a bit about how it was you chose to get involved in the first place and what the campaign actually is.
Well, I can tell you that I'm such a big supporter of our veterans. And so when they go over and they fight overseas for our freedom and the ability for us to be able to even do this, like, I'm eternally grateful. And what I realized was they come back, and a lot of them have PTSD, right? They go through some crazy stuff that we'll never understand, but they come back and they're hurting, and I wondered, how can we help? And then I found out these service dogs exist, and they really do help them, but they cost $20,000 each, roughly. And who in the world can afford that? So on my radio show, we started giving away dogs to veterans, raising money, giving away dogs. Purina Dog Chow was doing the same thing. So they've been doing this for 3 years. Together, we've been doing it for 2, and the whole goal is to get as many veterans a service dog as possible. So when you go to the store, you see these bags here behind me. You'll see a bag that looks like this. It's Purina Dog Chow, specially marked, and every single time that you buy a bag, they'll make a donation up to $100,000 to either get your 6 support dogs or the Tony La Russa Foundation, so we can get our veterans the tools they need.
So what do we need to understand about the difference these dogs can make in a veteran's life?
I can give you a really personal example of a guy that I know I've been working with. You know, he was protecting the president. He'd been through a lot, and he had PTSD, and he couldn't sleep a lot. So he'd wake up with nightmares, not knowing where he was. But this dog had been specially trained to work with him. So when the dog would sense that, the dog would crawl up on his chest, lay there, not only to calm him physically, but to remind him of exactly where he is. And so,
wow.
You know, it's dogs, and they do all different things for all different people. And, you know, that's why we're here. And, you know, another thing, too, is that we're trying to get legislation moved through. And so we're already through the House. It's the Paws for Veterans Therapy Act. And we wanted to make it as easy as possible for folks. So if you go to dogchow.com/service, it's that website. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but if you go to dogchow.com/service, you can pick your senator and where you live. You know, maybe there's one in Cincy here that you want to pick the one, and you send them the email that's already been written, and it's another voice reaching out in favor and in support of our veterans.
And I gather that's a good way for people to actually get involved.
It's a great way to get involved. You know, again, you can buy the food, you can raise your hand and be like, hey, I want to have a voice in this. You can also just support a veteran, period. You know, I think, you know, that's what it's all about. That's the reason that I'm here. And I'm just so grateful that Purina Dog Chow, you know, has been leading the way in this.
Well, Bobby, let's give people a chance to learn more and perhaps get more involved. Where can they go to get more information?
Well, dogchow.com/service is a great place because you can read about what we're trying to do on a macro level. Again, if you're at the store, you have a dog, even if you don't have a dog, gift it to somebody. You can get a bag of dog chow as well, but just really trying to make a difference and get as many service members of these dogs as possible.
All right. Bobby, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thanks, Clyde.
And for you at home, stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, there you see the Cincinnati skyline. We got off to something of a cloudy start this morning. It's tending to thin out a little bit. That cloud cover coming from the tropical storm. No rain chance, not much of one today. And the temperatures will be in the mid-70s. Mona?
Hey, Clyde. Well, tomorrow on Cincy Lifestyle, music can fill our souls and lighten our spirits. And that's why the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra is bringing us a virtual concert series. We'll tell you all about Live from Music Hall and how you can snag yourself a front row seat in your own home.
Sounds like fun. Plus, does your sidewalk look more like this? Well, don't let your walkway become a staircase. We'll tell you more about how the Basement Doctor is using next-level methods to make your morning walk a little more level. All that and so much more is coming your way tomorrow on Cincy Lifestyle, Mona.
That sounds really great, Clyde. Hey, thank you guys for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, let us know about it. Reach out to us and call. You can call. What does Clyde say? You can send smoke signals. But you know what? Call us, email us, social media, all that. You did, Clyde. It's been a while. Okay.
All right.
And be sure to watch Project Home tonight on Channel 9. Thank you so much for watching, and you make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.